Hey guys, what's going on? This is Kevin, and I am here with another edition of 7 with Kevin, where I catch up with everything that you've seen and watch stuff that you may haven't. Okay, so I came to a crossroads preparing this segment today because I have a movie that is one of the best movies I saw in 2024, or seen 2024, and I also have complete dog shit. I don't know where to start. Should I start from the top or should I start from the bottom? And thinking about it, I'm like, okay, which is like, like a band-aid. You just like get it over with immediately. And that brings me to my first film, Cool Man. Chris Pine is an actor that is full of charisma, confidence, and charm. Here, he also sits behind the camera as a director. He co-wrote this story about a man who takes on his local government in the city he loves, which is LA. Everything that I mentioned about Pine as an actor is not in this character. What he is doing here is a really bad interpretation of the dude from The Big Lebowski. And the writing isn't strong enough, but also he's kind of bad at doing what he's attempting to do. It's not convincing whatsoever. Like it doesn't make sense, and it is crazy how much he missed the mark with this film in every aspect possible. The movie is a complete bore. It's unengaging and at worst uninteresting. Every directorial mistake that you hope he wouldn't make, he commits here. And it's really sad because I heard all this negative buzz around this film. And at times, when you hear this out of film festivals, you kind of have an attitude like, I want to see it for myself. And I saw it for myself. And unfortunately, everything that they were saying about this movie is true. It is awful. It is only 90 minutes, but it felt longer. And yeah, so I'm sorry, Chris, but I'm going to give this one 0 out of 5. I'm sorry, bud. Chris Pine hair pieces. Look, I am sure that you have heard about the drama between Blake Lively and Justin Baldini. All this happened on the set of my next film that I'll talk about. It Ends With Us, where Baldini basically is the director and he's the lead actor. In the film, we are presented a story about abuse between characters played by Lively and Baldini. For a film about abuse, you would think it would contain a little more bite and dramatic tension. Nope, none of that is here. This feels very undercooked, very vanilla. We never feel the threat of what is supposedly happening to Lively. I mean, they show it, but you don't feel it, and that is strictly on his hands. Like the direction is so bland. It is a chore to sit through this film. It's not a total loss. There are some interesting parts to it, but overall, I just didn't buy into it at all. And this is based upon a popular novel by Colleen Hoover. Blake Lively struggles with creating a character that we want to get behind and root for. It is not a good performance. Uh, yeah, it's bland, it's boring, and it's everything that a movie like this shouldn't be. Like a movie about abuse should be engaging. It should capture the audience's attention and open up the floor for discussions about abuse. Nope, none of that here. In short, all the real life drama that's going between these two outside of the movie is far more interesting than what is in this thing. And I'm going to give this one a very generous 2 out of 5 Blake Lively hairpieces. With Jessica Chastain and Anne Hathaway at the helm, the lead actresses of your film, you think that Mother's Instinct will be worthwhile. While the look and the aesthetic are there to recreate the 1950s setting, this thing really doesn't have a pulse. What this is about is after a terrible tragedy, the lives of two best friends who are also housewives is pulled apart. And it shows what trauma does to two people in this situation. Every cliche about the time period is here, including the treatment of women and women's place in society. It is a soap opera. And I was amazed that this was not a Lifetime movie. If you remove Chastain and Hathaway from this and put into this Lifetime actors, this would be a Lifetime story. I don't want that. I want a movie where it's going to challenge us because Chastain and Hathaway are fantastic actresses, but they just don't, they can't make it work because the script isn't there. And worst of all, this is all tired, and you've seen this done a lot better in many other movies. Case in point, this movie kind of reminded me of the feel they were trying to capture of 2013's May December with Julianne Moore and Natalie Portman. That movie hit it, understood it, aced the assignment. This one kind of fails. It's not awful like the last two I mentioned, but it's just not good. And with the star power behind this thing, it should have been a lot better. And I'm going to give this one 2.5 out of 5 Jessica Chastain hairpieces. Director Pablo Larraín seems to have a thing for broken and misunderstood women. He dived into the psyche of Jackie O in 2016's Jackie, and then he brought us into the mind of Princess Diana in 2021 Spencer, a film that had a fantastic performance by Kristen Stewart. This time we are presented with the real-life opera singer Maria Callas. Andrea Jolie reminds us why she is a fantastic actress with a portrayal that doesn't shy away from the character's flaws. This person is broken, this person is imperfect, kind of stuck and kind of delusional as the death lingers in her life. While the cinematography done by Edward Lockman, who was nominated for his work in the past Oscars, adds a tragic beauty to its subject, it does move at a snail's pace at points. It's very hard to get into this film if you don't know the history. Maria Callas is not Jackie O or Princess Diana. I know she's famous, and there'll be people who are saying like, "Oh, what do you mean? Like she's so popular," but more people will know who the other two are than her. Uh, but it is a genuine look at a broken genius who is slowly descending into death and also madness. If you're a fan of Jolie, the director, or beautiful camera work, this film is incredible to look at. I watched this on a really big TV, and it was a feast for the eyes. Check this out. It's not awful, but I just think it could have been a lot better. Jolie is fantastic. I think she should have gotten nominated. And again, cinematography is fantastic. I'm gonna give this one 3.5 out of 5 Angelina Jolie hairpieces. In 2005, Steven Spielberg brought us Munich, which showed us the aftermath of the murder of the Israeli athletes during the Olympics in the 70s. A great film. Now, in the new film, September 5th, we are thrust back into that terrible day. But instead of the athletes and the agents hunting the killers, we have what was going on in the newsroom. The team who was there, the news team, was just there to cover the Olympics, and then they have to basically act on their feet and bring the tragedy into a worldwide audience. And Peter Skarsgård is probably the most famous person in this film, but he's not selfish with the screen time. He's more part of an ensemble. He's the most famous name in the cast, but it's an ensemble piece, and they're all great. They all bring their own personalities and their personal feelings with the murder of these. I'm sorry, with the because they're not murdered in the beginning, but they all bring something to the table with their character developments. What I love about this film, what I really loved about this film, was the creative ways the technicians in that newsroom created to basically bring the tragedy to a worldwide audience with the limited technologies of the 70s. It's a brisk 90 minutes. Every second feels important, while every victory feels as good. I thought this was a great little thriller. It was nominated for Best Original Screenplay, which I thought it deserved. And you really can't deny the power of this whole entire movie. I think it's a great companion piece to Munich. Again, check out Munich. It's a great film. I really liked it. It's tense and thrilling, and I'm going to give this one 3.5 out of 5 Peter Skarsgård hair pieces. Who would have thought that Sebastian Stan would emerge as one of the most interesting actors to come out of the MCU? This past Oscars, he was nominated for his work playing Donald Trump in The Apprentice, a film that I really liked, and I loved his performance. If you haven't seen it, please do. despite what you think of Trump, do it for Sebastian Stan because it's a fantastic performance. And he also gave us another performance in 2024. And it is in A Different Man, where he plays a man with neurofibromatosis who kind of makes his face look like the Elephant Man a little bit. It's not the same disease. And he gets a chance, a golden ticket to go under the knife with state of the art surgery. And he comes out the other side and he looks like Sebastian Stan. And everything is great, everything is chipper. He succeeds at his job. He, of course, gets a lot of women. But this whole thing plays on the notion that beauty is skin deep. And that comes into play in this movie when he meets Oswald, played by Adam Pearson, who actually has the condition that Sebastian Stan was put under he was put under a lot of makeup with. Adam Pearson is great in this movie. He's charming. He's charismatic. He's funny. He does not let his condition define him, and everybody loves him. Meanwhile, Sebastian Stan struggles with the fact that this guy can do everything looking like that. And it's a character study, and it's a great character study. And Stan is fantastic in this movie as a person who is ugly underneath in the inside. I really liked it. It's dark. It's a dark comedic tragedy that gets really crazy at points as far as the direction. And I had a great time with this one. And again, I really can't wait to see outside of the MCU work what Sebastian Stan does with his career. He's really an interesting actor, and I really love this film. I'm going to give this one 4.5 out of 5. Adam Pearson is awesome hair pieces. And that brings me to the best thing I watched out of the 7 movies in this one, and also what I feel may be one of the best films of 2024. And I am talking about Challengers. This is the tennis movie with Zendaya, Josh O'Connor, and one of my favorite new actors, Mike Feist, who was in the West Side Story remake. I went into this film a little curious. Didn't hate it when I heard about it, but I wasn't a fan of Luca Guadagnino's last film with Timothée Chalamet, which was called Bolds and All. But by the end of this film, I was blown away by it. It's a film full of life, passion, and has 3 unforgettable performances, and is one of the best directed films of the year. This should have been nominated. It's not Emilia Perez at the Oscars. Every aspect of this film is done perfectly. That includes the score, which is done by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. That only adds to the overall tension in this film. In 2022, my top pick of that year was a movie called Decision to Leave, which I thought was a masterclass in visual storytelling. That is how I feel about this movie. The visual storytelling in this thing is off the charts, and he should have been nominated for Best Director, not the guy who directed Emilia Perez. Also, the performances I said are great. These 3 leads sizzle with sexual attention throughout the entire film. I'm going to stop now because this is definitely going to be on my top of 2024. I don't know where. It's going to be pretty high. I loved this film. I loved it. I'm not really into tennis. I will watch it, but I don't have a deep-seated love for it. But I was just so involved in this story. And, I'm going to hold my praise for now. It is currently at Amazon. I highly suggest you give it a chance. Please, it is one of the best films of 2024. And if you can't tell, I'm going to give this one a solid 5 out of 5 Mike Feist hair pieces. And that wraps it up. Let me know. Did you disagree with anything I said? Do you think Challenger sucks? Are you a defender of Poolman? I would really like to hear if you are a defender of Poolman, what you loved about this film. Let me know below. Come to the website, Cinephellas.com. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We do podcasts on the website. We review TV, movies, and video games. Again, guys, I love doing this. I love talking to you guys, keeping you up to date of what I am watching and giving you recommendations. And as we say in the site, I am Kevin Muller, and cheers.